Good morning. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Kyle Shahenian. I'm recording from beautiful Surprise, Arizona, and today I'm going to walk through a presentation of my senior project, Kent Ratings. I'm really excited to share this with you. Let's get into it. So, what is Kent Ratings? At its core, Kent Ratings is a rating system for collegiate swimmers. It's a program that utilizes robotic process automation, or RPA, to take any swimmer's best three events and times and generate a rating for each event on a scale from 60 to 99. An overall rating is generated from the weighted sum of those three ratings, and Kent Ratings also uses the three events to generate an archetype for each swimmer that describes what type of swimmer they are. Just a little background knowledge about RPA. Robotic process automation is the use of software with artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities to emulate human interactions with digital machines in order to complete high volume, repetitive tasks with higher accuracy and efficiency. Kent Ratings utilizes RPA by taking advantage of the web browser interaction capabilities to accurately scrape data from a collegiate swimming database online. Now, how does this all work? I've mapped out the same path that a human would take to accomplish this task in a workflow that the program can understand. The machine recognizes the program's instructions and follows them to open a browser, locate the appropriate swimmer set, analyze each swimmer and compute event ratings, an overall rating, and archetypes. Pictured here is the workflow that the program executes to complete its task. I used a common RPA workspace known as UiPath to plan, develop, and test my project. I'll briefly cover each block so you can get a better understanding of the process. This first block, after the start node, takes in all the input from the user. This includes the swimmer set, gender, and division. The second block is the first instance of browser interaction. It will open up Google Chrome and navigate to the specified swimmer set in the online database. This third block is what gathers the list of swimmers along with links to their performance tables. The fourth block here is the largest part of the program. For each swimmer, it will access the external performance table and determine the events eligible for rating. From there, it will do all the necessary manipulation to generate a rating for those events and weight them. The fifth block does exactly what it reads, cleans up. This part of the program goes through the main data table and cleans it up by converting all the times back to their original minutes and seconds form. Block number 6 is the first instance of Excel interaction this program utilizes. Not much happens here other than the overall ratings are generated and the workbook is slightly formatted for a better look. This block here is another large portion of the program. A rule-based algorithm runs through the main data table and determines an archetype for each swimmer based on their 3 rated events. And that's the end of the program. I've got a demo video of Kent Ratings in action to show you. Due to our limited time, I'm going to show you a video that has been sped up. I'll narrate what's going on so you can follow along with the process. So at the beginning, you might have been able to see me typing in a few things and selecting some options. That's the input that Kent Ratings will take to navigate to the online database where it will pull up the page with all the content it needs to complete its process. A little web scraping function will grab the table with all the swimmers of a particular set and begin going through it, one by one, opening and closing browsers. When a browser is opened, Kent Ratings looks for a particular table and, if it finds one, will scrape it and begin calculations. All calculations occur when a browser closes. You don't see this step on screen because it's all happening in the background, which actually makes this program run faster. This process repeats itself until all the swimmers have been analyzed. That Excel workbook that pops up is the final report that Kent Ratings generated. All it needs is a little formatting. The program takes care of that, and then the run is complete. Now let's take a look at that report. This is the report of our own McKendree men's swimming team, and you can see all the pieces of data are there. 3 events, 3 times, 3 ratings, an overall rating, and an archetype. And it's all been formatted to look nice and clean. Now, of course, I wanted to see how this system compared to a human, so I ran some tests. My first test I ran 5 times, and it was to see how fast Kent Ratings could process a set of 25 swimmers. As you can see, Kent Ratings gets the job done much faster than a human, taking an average of 8 minutes and 12 seconds, working 760% faster than a human. My second test was a stress test. I let the system run for 30 minutes and checked how many entries it processed in that time. I ran this 3 times with 3 different swimmer sets, and it processed 8.5 times more entries than a human could in that time. So what does all this mean and why does it matter? Kent Ratings is an example of a complex automation project designed to carry out a repetitive task with high volume. The tools utilized by Kent Ratings can easily be configured to carry out a different task or set of tasks. RPA has made Kent Ratings a more efficient and accurate process than when I was carrying this out by hand. No matter the industry, RPA has an application in some way. You can use it to automate tasks in banking, healthcare, communications, insurance, the list goes on. If a process is rule-based and a human isn't needed to complete it, RPA can automate that process. RPA can save time and money in corporations small and large, and Kent Ratings demonstrates this technology is the premium standard of complex automation. That's the end of my presentation. I hope you learned something today about automation and the potential it holds. It was my pleasure to share this with you. Thank you.